Good beginning for a biblical story, right? So he and I are both youth pastors working with inner city youth on the north side of Milwaukee. And I forget exactly how we were introduced, but before we knew it, we were praying weekly in that upper room. And then we were opening the door onto the roof. And we were going out onto the rocky roof and praying out over the city and blessing the youth of the city. And Darnell and Donna are a mom and a dad to the youth of Milwaukee. They have given themselves over and over again to be with them in their homes, on their blocks, on their streets, crossing their thresholds to welcome them into the kingdom of heaven. And as I've gotten to know Donna, the thing that strikes me most about you two is though you have eyes for each other, you really only have eyes for the kingdom. And that's such a rare feature. And we've been on a parallel track where our hearts are, we want to be for the kingdom, but we burned out in that process. Darnell and I would reconnect every once in a while, man, like, you still in it? I'm falling off, man, I don't know what's going on. Darnell at UW Milwaukee, like, returning to like the roots of Judaism, like, where did this start? How do I get back? And recovering the power of prayer and Sabbath rest as the very heartbeat of that kingdom that you have eyes for. And as they cultivated a season of rest and Sabbath, the Holy Spirit began to stir in them and said, with so much honor to them, I see that your eyes are for me. For me, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, I see you watching me, just staring at me. I love our times of communion and intimacy. And because of that, I want to give you the keys to the kingdom. I want to give you the keys to a house that's going to unlock people's hearts so they can be restored to the fullness of what it means to be a son and a daughter in the house of God. You will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And so, why don't you both stand up and come up here? Give it up for Darnell and Donna Robinson. We're going to bless them tonight with a formal commissioning into the 24/7 prayer movement. I returned to Milwaukee a few years ago from Kansas City, Missouri, carrying with me a reborn perspective on what it means to be a kingdom member. And it was born of Sabbath and prayer. And when I got back, Darnell and Donna were so in that space that we just gathered in a living room, gathered in their living room, and we started talking about this 24/7 prayer movement. And when I heard that Lisa Coons was going to be in Milwaukee, I'm like, oh, we got to get in this room with Lisa at this time. We've got like a half an hour time frame that she's here. We got to make it work. And so Lisa made a beeline for Darnell and Donna after some introductions and welcomed them into this beautiful movement. So let's bless them. And let's speak into this new season of 24/7 prayer right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You ready? All right, let's go.
So what we're going to do right now, we're going to have a prayer commissioning over these two. And this is just a moment where we take some time and lay our hands on them. It's a very important thing we do. It's very biblical.